What do you have in your classroom right now that can help you integrate technology? I prepared a worksheet to help you put together what we learned so far. You can find the worksheet on a link below this video. After you downloaded and printed the STEPS worksheet, list your student name and check the accommodations he or she need. That's the first column and the second column of this worksheet. Then, here at the third column, list the accessibility features you can turn on to meet those needs. Remember, in step 1, I introduced to you different accessibility resources that are available to you right now. So, if you have a computer or tablet, you either have a Windows or Mac operating system. Both have accessibility functions that I showed you on step 1. List it here, or you could turn it on right now. The next column asks, what do you have now that your students are using and are familiar with? This is an important starting point here in step 3, and we will go back to this at the end of this video. The next column is the tech matrix level, or where is your student right now? What is his current level? What is your goal for him or her? What level do you want him or her to reach? With this in mind, let's go back to the matrix and see how we can use it to integrate technology while accommodating our student. The first cell is active entry. Here, the student is just beginning to use computers. It is mostly teacher-directed and include activities like watching educational videos, using digital flashcards, or answering math drills. However, there is a chance that your student might not want to finish a computer-based lesson or drill. A useful strategy that I use to increase the attention span is a paper behavior sheet. Let me show you. I went to this site and downloaded one of their free behavior charts. And as usual, you will find a link to this website below this current video. Well, the student I have in mind loves soccer, so I chose this link about soccer and downloaded this. It says, I'm a winner. I'll color in a soccer ball each time then I put any behavior I want the student to achieve. For example, each time he or she complete 5 minutes of math computer drills. On this page, you will see other suggestions that you could read right now, or you could download a PDF copy of this presentation from the same page where you found this video, www.osse.go2sheila.com. Active adoption is the next cell. Here, the student is more active, but the teacher still regulates or controls his computer-based activities. One thing that you can access is the sample PARCC exams. For example, you can show the PARCC sample test in class using a projector, then you can answer as a class. Let me show you. This is a grade 3 to 5 math sample item, and as a class, you could read all of this and let them answer the question. Maybe you could assign one of your students to do this drop down and ask, can 72 be here and here? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Later, you can assign certain numbers to small groups as a group activity. Afterwards, you can ask individual students to answer this question. Let your student be more familiar with the site and try your best to give them the accommodations we discussed in step 1. In addition, they should be familiar with all the manipulatives here, like this ruler, protractor, scientific calculator, simple calculator, and the difference between a centimeter ruler and an inch ruler. This is another page where you will see a grade 3 to 5 ELA sample questions. If you click here, you will see some of the accommodations available to everyone. For example, there's a magnifier here. And a line reader. The main point is, let your student be familiar with the different accommodations and manipulatives available to different sites, including this PARCC sample test, so that your student will be familiar little by little, step by step, towards the NCSEC ALT exam. Basically, active adoption is all about finding ways to give choices to the student and to include computer-based activities in the lesson. In active adaptation, the student uses technology more independently, but the teacher chooses the tools. Let's look at the available resources in the tech matrix. This again is the tech matrix, and we are here in active adaptation. If you click here, you will see an active learning lesson about math using a software called KidPix. You will see here the objectives, the procedures, and the materials. What's important is the students were encouraged to explore the software.
The program KidPix to help us understand fact families better. We did a little mini lesson to talk about fact families and about how the relationship is between addition and subtraction.
And they were encouraged to explore the software as a group and on their own. You could also go here and under the adaptation, click on LA, which is a language arts lesson.
With my first graders is
Again, you will see the objectives, procedures, and materials. Here, the teacher used Blackboard, a content management site, to control or limit where the student will go, but gave the student enough control to explore the software. We can do a similar activity by asking our school administrator for access to Blackboard, Plato, or we could use a free BlendSpace account. The next level is active in Fusion. If we click on the science link, we will see a 5th grade science activity where the students are presenting their work.
This is my 5th grade classroom, and this activity here is a culmination event for the year where they do presentations of all the science experiments that we've done this year.
We can do a similar one by using PowerPoint or Keynote, or you can use Google Presentations. I usually encourage my high school students to have a Gmail or Google account. Once they log in, and here is this is Google Drive, and this is Slides. Once they log in, they can create a presentation like this one. You can help them to type or find the data and help them insert an image. For example, you can click here. And if you don't have any image, you could click search, then type a search item. Click on it. And put it there. As a recap, in Active Infusion, the student selects the technology and the teacher acts as a guide. The last level is Active Transformation, where the student uses technology to create something. I know, maybe this is a long way from most of our students, but the main point is to help our students be familiar using technology every day in our lesson, step by step. Now it's time to put it all together. Let us go back to the steps worksheet that I showed you at the beginning of this video. By now, you should have some things listed on this worksheet and have ideas on how to extend what you have. For example, most DCPS teachers were introduced to the Hockman writing method. This is one of the usual worksheet where the student can put a word here to answer this question. You could extend this activity by letting the student read this, then go to the computer and type it using Microsoft Word. What if your student is just starting to write his name? Think about it. Names have letters, and computers have letters in the keyboard. Here is a PDF file of a keyboard. Well, you can let your student find the letters of his name and then circle it or color the letters. Next day, use a real keyboard and introduce Microsoft Word or any word processing software like OpenOffice. What's important is to start where you are and where your student are. Then expand. Then add and mix technology. All in all, use what your student is already familiar with and then integrate everything with technology. Please go back to this site often and I will add more tips and recommendations as we go along. But more importantly, do it step by step. This is Sheila de Torres and I thank you for learning with me.